Bow, bow,
What's going
bow.
on, guys?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Because I just start off
Today.
on straight bullshit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to talk about today. I feel like for me, this has
hmm
been a very good week in terms of new release stuff. Um, there
Yeah.
was there was a 30-second Frank Ocean snippet that gave me like hope for a greater world, but he's like a deadbeat dad. It's like him and Cardi, they just don't care
For
about
real.
me.
Yeah, you're just in a bunch of abusive relationship with your favorite artists where they just keep stringing you along.
I put on here that the most important news is that Mario Judah is back with another classic. Um,
Is there a new Mario Judah album?
it's like a new song. it
Oh.
is, it is some fucking legendary butt cheeks. I don't know what happened to that guy. Like
What do you mean, what
who
happened,
is
bro?
What
It's
the fuck
Mario
is Mario
Judah.
Judah?
but like the early stuff was cool and the stuff now is horrible. It's like the worst shit of my life. I think it's like he's like embracing the joke at this point, which I guess is funny,
Yeah.
but
What, the joke that
Holy
is
shit, this
like
is his
his
first single
career? What do you
since
mean?
this is his first single in 3 years. I'm on
I
album of the year
know
right now.
this is
Jesus.
the most important thing to happen this year.
This is really important.
um yeah, so I guess that's most of the news, but there's another little thing.
Hmm.
We've been waiting so long, so waiting patiently, patiently, patiently,
Patiently,
patiently.
patiently, patiently.
And that is the new Cardi album. Oh my god, guys, he's
Oh my
back.
god, guys.
He's like a legendary deadbeat father, not just to the fans, but to his actual son.
But like to his actual real son. Shout out.
Yeah, he really lives
Sh-
by that shit. You gotta respect it.
Shout out
hmm
Onyx. So
Word.
I listened to it, all of it. Did you guys check it
Fuck
out?
no,
I
man.
I did not get I did not get the whole way through, to be honest.
Well, I thought it was gonna be the two of you carrying this part.
No, I've been a little busy.
Yeah,
Damn.
I would
Yeah.
say what were your takeaways from it, Zane?
Well, honestly, uh it was okay. Like I fucked with some of it. I have not listened to the whole thing,
How
just so
far
you
have you
know.
gotten?
Like halfway,
Oh,
honestly.
bro, that's the
Yeah,
best
it's
it
bad.
gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about that,
Yeah.
I guess, but the
Mhm.
second part is pretty bare
Dude.
bones.
Yeah, I saw the 30 fucking song track list and I I knew I was in for a classic, I guess.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely it feels like to me like
yeah,
Whole Lotta Red in that way, where it's like it's not gonna be liked right now, but I think it has like a lot of classic potential.
there's a little bit of potential, I think. Honestly, like I'm so confused by like I have no idea what direction this like how people are gonna see this fucking album soon because I was not expecting a whole lot of red. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit of a whole lot of red hater when it came out.
Mm,
I'll admit it. I grew on it, but I was a bit of a hater back in the day.
yeah,
Before like eating all that. So yeah, I
which is
really
funny.
have no idea how it's gonna. Yeah.
I was the same as you. Where like I didn't
Mhm.
really like Cardi at all, but I especially thought Whole Lotta Red was so dumb, and it did really. That's what it does. Like that album really does grow on you once you get more time with it, and now it's probably.
Mhm.
I think it's probably his second best album. Like I'm
Mhm.
actually not even joking when I say this. Die Lit is like in my top 40. Like I do think it's one of the greatest albums ever made, and I'm not joking.
Shout out.
Top 30 maybe, top 20.
Damn.
Um
Top 20. Jesus.
yeah, I think for that sound, it's like I don't think it gets
It
much
is.
better
Yeah.
than that. And
Yeah.
then yeah, and then Whole Lotta Red was a huge departure, and now Music is a huge departure from Whole Lotta Red. It's like just
Mhm.
absolutely disgusting, really, like really
Yeah.
gross or like gritty rage tracks.
Like
Yeah.
it's kind of funny that it's not called I Am Music, it's just called music.
It's
Like
Yeah.
so bro.
it's
The
the
rollout
default
is
name, bro.
so terrible.
It's
Yeah,
so
it was dog shit.
confusing, man. I don't know what the fuck this dude's
I
doing.
I really enjoyed it, but my biggest issue, other than like the length of it, my biggest issue when it came out was that it didn't have the best leaks on it. Like all of the best songs he didn't put on the album. It's like, why are we releasing? I don't want to launch into this huge discussion, but why are we releasing albums half baked like games now? You know, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
an album will come out and then it'll get like effectively patched. They'll like add
Yeah.
in
By
good
the
songs.
deluxe, yeah.
It's like, don't worry, we're gonna make it good. It's like
Hmm.
maybe just take another, because they release it,
A
a
couple
week or two
months.
after the album comes out to get the streaming numbers up. Why don't you just take that week, don't release the album, and just sit on it and just think? Maybe show it to a few people, and then you could just get the rights cleared, whatever, and put the actual good songs on the album. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
my favorite songs were like Different Day, 2024, um Backrooms. Those ones were awesome, and now they're finally on the album, but it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. That's on like the extra shit that he added, right?
Yeah,
Sorry for the wait.
which is
Sorry
just
for the
like
wait.
all
It's
the good
crazy. Why did
songs.
That's insane. That's
he
crazy.
doesn't give
Yeah,
a fuck?
yeah, that's an extra 4 songs. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. But overall, it's like I cannot believe I hate the personality of this album so much. This album so clearly doesn't give a shit about you at all.
No.
Especially, I guess you'll see once you get into that second half, but it is fucking just no effort,
Mhm.
no thought
Yeah.
for a lot of it. But yeah, that being said, like fucking Evil Jordan, when I heard that, oh,
Oh.
I mean, I'd already heard it before, but they put that, Callum, you said they ripped it from TikTok. Is that true?
I don't know. I feel like I've heard it's like someone tweeted it where it's he stole that shit from a TikTok called like Evil Jordan, but the intro will make you float or something, and just ripped it right from there. Which
That's
like
hilarious.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I've
From what
seen
I heard of
fucking
it, the gunshot is really funny. Like that's
yeah.
Yeah, but it like works with it. Like it's so like almost over the top, I guess, that I think it like works. But it is a very
mm,
like yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
the first half I do think is like really great, and honestly some of his best stuff. Pop Out, I've been listening to there's been like 17 different versions of Pop Out, and this final one is just insane. Like
Yeah, it
it's
sounds
pretty
fucking
awesome.
nuts. Hmm.
Definitely a highlight for me. Rather Lie, I thought was really great. These like
Hmm.
weekend collabs are really cool.
Shout out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do you remember Crush from the
Yeah.
second one? Shawty go, let me crush. Like this big like operatic. It's so
Mhm.
dumb.
Yeah, it's so operatic sounding,
It's
dude.
so genuinely stupid, and it thinks it's like the best thing ever. And it's so. There's like a part on the last song where it's like, "Don't try and box us in any category. We created a whole new music." It's like, bro, no, you didn't. But he kind of did. I feel like this is gonna age really well, and you can quote me on
Mm,
that. I might be really wrong, but I do feel like it's gonna age like Whole Lotta Red did.
mm.
Um,
We'll see.
yeah, we will see.
Yeah, I still have to like listen to the whole thing because yeah, and probably get a better idea of it with that. But like, yeah, my take is just yeah, I have no idea where this thing's gonna go. I
Yeah,
have no idea how
unfortunately, it
influential
goes
it's gonna be.
downhill, and I think literally just make
Hmm.
it like 20 songs. It's like a really great album. Um,
Yeah.
I think at least the new version it adds like the great songs that are missing, so I'd give that one a bit of a higher rating. I would
Yeah.
probably, um, yeah, we can stop there because I have more to say, but I don't want to, like Callum hasn't listened. He doesn't give a shit. So I'll
Yeah.
just I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. I do think it's
All right.
despite like the how the second half is just kind of whatever. It's mid. It's still a
Hmm.
really awesome, worth the wait, I would say. And I would give like the
Yeah.
newer version with the really good songs maybe like a low 8.
All right.
I gave it thumbs up in person. What do you have a rating or do you skip it?
I can't really give it a rating at this point,
Okay, fair enough.
but yeah, yeah. I liked some of the songs that I heard on it though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's again,
Mhm.
I don't know why like all the artists I gravitate towards are just like actually like deadbeat
Not good
dads. Like
people.
it's
Yeah.
just It's just it's
Shout
just
out.
tragic for me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
All
Okay,
right. Yeah.
so Callum, do you want to introduce our little discussion point for today?
Uh, I mean, you can if you want. It was kind of your idea, so you can go ahead with it.
All right, I looked up good movie questions, and most of them were kind of boring, but I actually do think this one is like fun and interesting to talk about. So, the question I have posed to you guys today is oh shit, what was it? Yeah, it was what is you could say album or film or whatever. Honestly, we could just do
Mhm.
like piece of media. That
Yeah.
one that you think is very overrated and one that you think is very underrated.
Mm.
Um, you don't have to have like like one of each. Just like if you have anything that immediately comes to mind. I have one for
Yeah.
me, so I can start.
All right.
For me, I I do think I don't know if this is like a hot take or not, but I definitely don't think my girlfriend would like it, but I think Fleetwood Mac is kind of overrated. I think the Rumors album is like I think it's a pretty, good
Yeah.
or you could even say great album. I don't think it's one of the greatest of all time. I think it's like
Yeah.
it's very refined, very
Mhm.
well made and well crafted, but it's like I don't know. Uh
Mm.
what do you think? Like, would you say that too, Zane? I know you've listened
Uh,
to it.
okay. I have not listened to Rumors in about 2 or 3 years probably. So
Hmm.
take this with a grain of salt. Though I have obviously heard like there's the songs on that like on the album are really popular, so I've obviously heard that. But um, I think it's an excellent album personally. I don't know. I like that it's so refined. I like it's just a really clean like the songwriting is just really clean on it, to be honest. And like yeah, the like one of the times when I listened to it is like I fucking like I knew like pretty much all the songs as well, which I
Yeah,
think is
I
just a
remember your
testament to how
comments on
good.
that. That was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, I think that's like a testament to just how good this album is. I think it's really good. I think some of the songs are maybe a little bit like they're not all the best. I don't think
Hmm.
Songbird's super good. I don't think Oh Daddy's super good, but like I mean this album it has Dreams on it. It has fucking The Chain on it. It has Gold Dust Woman on it. These are fucking good songs, man. Um
Yeah.
and I think most of it is like pristine music in my opinion, but there are a couple
Yeah,
like
pristine is a
ones.
good word for it.
Yeah.
I just think like it's put in like the goat conversation a lot, and I just feel like
Yeah, I
it
wouldn't
is
put it
very
all the way up
refined.
there, but
It
mhm.
is great. And again, this is like I do still think this is like a weak pick because I do still think it's like pretty great, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it up quite as high as a lot of people put it. But I respect the
Mm.
art.
Yeah. All right.
What do you guys have any immediate thoughts that came to mind?
I have no immediate thoughts. I'm looking through my rankings and stuff.
What about you, Callum?
I have a movie that like everybody loves, but it pissed me off when I watched it. And it's not one we've talked about on the podcast,
Oh,
which is
good.
yeah. So the Prestige, Christopher Nolan. I know we
Oh
just talked about
shit.
a Nolan, but I
Hmm.
really did not fuck with that movie at all. Now I'm realizing after I brought it up that I can't really go into why too much without spoiling a lot of
Yeah, I wish
the
I'd
very
seen it.
Nolan twists.
Uh-huh.
But that I don't know, that movie just it was like I don't know. I don't want to say like the Nolan's shit that he does, but like the worst of that because it's not the worst of that. It's just there's a lot in it that I don't know. I guess took me out is the right word. I'm trying to be very vague
Hmm.
about this,
Good,
but
thank you.
I think just from the premise, I was already like, okay, what are we like doing? And then certain things that happened later on in the plot, I was like, he's just doing straight bullshit now, and he's completely waffling. And then like not only that, but then acting like he just like dropped a huge bombshell when it's just complete horse shit. So like I don't know.
Interesting.
That
Hmm.
movie, I feel like I'm kind of in the minority of that, and maybe if I watched it again with what knowing what to expect, I would appreciate it more. But on first watch, I just did not enjoy that.
Maybe we gotta talk about that one. That's interesting.
Maybe
Because I've heard a lot of praise for that movie. I don't I
I
like
have
it's one of the
too.
only Nolans I haven't seen.
Yeah,
But I'll actually that I think Tenet pissed me off. That was like the Nolan movie that really annoyed me. And I but I don't know like if that one's very beloved. That one seems to be a little more, I guess you love it or you hate it. Um, I
I
don't.
definitely hear more negative stuff about Tenet.
Yeah, I just like Tenet. I think we've already talked about it though, but yeah, Tenet definitely irritated me. I do think it's kind of overrated. I also kind of I'm like just going back in my list of movies. I think I think maybe Nomadland you could put up there. Didn't it? It
Mm,
won Best Picture, didn't it? Like
it did,
that
which
seems like
seems
a
just kind
lot
of
to
like
me.
a like here, damn, take it award. That I don't know if
Yeah.
it's best picture, but it was. I liked it when I watched
No,
it,
no,
but
no, dude. She made Eternals, dude. Let's not disrespect, okay?
she made what?
She made Eternals. She made Marvel
Oh, she did
Eternals,
make
okay?
Eternals. Yeah,
Let's not
she's
disrespect
crazy. I
Chloe
don't know
Zhao's
where
name.
that. That's
Yeah,
such an
Eternal's a
odd.
masterpiece.
They saw No Man Land and they were like, "We need her on on an MCU movie." It's like,
Well,
why?
I think what they do is they do like one for you, one for me. So like she
I
does a
guess.
Marvel movie, and then they'll like fund one of her movies. So I think that's what she did.
I
Otherwise,
don't
I
think she's
don't know
done
why you
anything
would make that
since.
movie.
I don't think she's released anything since Eternals, though. Yeah, she hasn't. So she did their one for them, then they took her out back and shot her, and now she doesn't make anything else, I guess.
She better run
But
it back.
yeah,
I actually
definitely a potential.
I would also just like to give a little love. I don't think this movie's like underrated, but it's not talked about. I watched this movie in 2018, Dear X, and yeah, I don't know. It seems pretty underappreciated. I think that's a really solid movie.
Mm,
Um, it has really just fun character dynamics and just it's really well written, really good movie. So check that out if you have the time.
Nice.
Um, just so we can
okay.
put a little love. Fucking anything Zack
Yeah.
Snyder, you can put me on. As a hater, overrated.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I didn't think you'd like that at all.
Man of Steel, fucking Justice League. I mean, not that that one's very loved, but Zack
Right.
Snyder's Justice League also sucks. All of those
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
movies.
Dude, I watched the whole thing when that came out, and I just remember finishing it and being like, what did I gain from this? Like, why
Yeah.
did I
Did you
didn't
you
need
watch
to
the
do
four
all
hour
4 hours of
cut?
that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow,
The whole
damn.
fucking
Wow.
thing. I watched
Me
it with
and
my
you.
dad and my brothers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it
It
is
was
like it is him it's him given the most creative control, which I think is when he's at his worst. It's like George Lucas or something. Like when he has
yeah,
the most control, it is when he is making the worst films.
yeah.
It's horrible. Zane, did anything come to you? Anything you
Yes.
want to mention?
Okay. I don't really I like a little back and forth. Callum, have you listen to a lot of JPEG Mafia? I know you
I
don't, Jack.
haven't yet, actually.
Oh, all right.
A
I
bunch
was
of my
gonna
friends
say
do,
that.
but
Yeah, I was gonna say that Veteran is honestly like,
Oh, that's
it
spicy.
yeah. Veteran's kind of I don't dislike it. I'm not gonna say I dislike it because I think it has some really good songs on it. But as a project, like the kind of like I don't know, it's a little bit too eclectic for me, and some of the ideas that it had, like just maybe a little too much.
Hmm.
Um, and I think yeah, like the way that he does like I think he's really good at producing, but I think he went a little too like a little too wild in fucking FL Studio with this
mm,
project, I think maybe.
I have something to bring
And
up before
yeah,
before
yeah.
you move, which is you said I'm not a JPEG Mafia fan. That's true, but I am
Mm.
his earlier career, the Hendrix stuff. I
Ah,
fuck with
Devon
that
Hendricks, yeah.
heavy. Yeah, Devon Hendrix.
Mhm,
Listen to a lot of that shit. So that shit is awesome.
mhm.
Um, very underrated. Also, well, I guess it's like it has a cult following, but
Yeah,
Devin Hendrix
yeah,
shit is
like there
awesome.
are. Mhm. Um, Yeah, I think I was gonna pull up a hot take if you guys didn't want to, like, if you guys weren't gonna pull that, but I think maybe if you guys want to do like a hot take next week or something,
Hmm.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
got
that
a, I
could be
got a couple
fun.
ideas for that. Yeah,
Is that our 20th episode?
I think that is our 20th episode.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hot take
Damn.
episode? That's actually a really fun idea.
Hmm.
Okay. Um yeah, well, then I guess that's good for that discussion. That was fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those are just off the top of our head. I mean, if we had like time to formulate a list, I'm sure we could like come with some good ones. Maybe we'll do that next week. But
Mm.
those are some fun topics at least. Okay.
Yeah,
Um, I guess yeah, Callum, it's your time, baby.
I'm up.
You're
Yeah.
Okay.
up.
So I picked a movie I had not seen before. I picked
Oh
In
wait.
Bruges.
Oh, I lied. It's my
Huh?
turn, but I lied.
It's
It's
your
my
turn?
turn.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Oops.
I was thinking of the thing because you see it, you saw it first, and I got it from
Mm.
you.
Do you want to go ahead with yours then? I don't really
I
mind
guess
either
the
way.
order doesn't really matter. I'm like just being annoying.
Yeah, but
Let's talk about.
Should
Can we
I?
talk about the thing first, so I can
yeah,
stay in
yeah,
my
Yes,
yeah.
we
Go
can
with
talk
the
about
thing
rhythm,
the thing
first
first.
in
then.
my little
Yes,
world?
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. Sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna
No,
let you
it's fine.
finish. I'm gonna let you finish. But the thing is one of the greatest films of all time. Um, it's a pretty awesome film. So I recommended for this episode 1982, I think. John
1982.
Carpenter
Yeah.
film, kind of a daddy of film of sorts. Um,
Yeah,
at least of horror. Um, yeah, awesome film. It is The Thing. I think it's pretty like famous. Like a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah.
Just I had a blast. I watched it with my
yeah, it's
mom.
Hmm.
great.
It's a really good
Chill.
Cool.
movie.
Hmm.
So you've seen it first, Callum. You wanna? I don't know. You wanna take it away?
Sure. I mean, I think the most obvious thing about it is like it sort of paved the way for I feel like a whole style of special effects and
Mm,
also did it like the
Hmm.
best out of any of its peers,
yeah.
where it's just
Yeah.
insane insanely locked in with the like the gore effects and the splatters and like the slime all over everything and just
Hmm.
all these like puppeteering and stuff. I don't know. It pulls it all off in a really unique way, I think, that then later kind of became the inspiration for a
Mm.
lot of creature horror shit. And
And
it's
honestly
really cool to watch
seamless
because it is
too.
fucking nasty. Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's obviously like the substance is very influenced by it. I think
Yeah.
Corey Fargeau has talked about that a lot. But yeah, it was just so it was I love I'm not great with horror, but I fucking love gore. And I love seeing some
Yeah.
gross evil shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it to be just amazingly designed, like all of and like for a lot of the movies when they are portraying that horror try and obfuscate it as much as possible or kind of hide it in shadows or something. This movie, it's in your face. Like the dog transformation, fucking
Yeah, they
is
Hmm.
don't hide that shit at all.
gritty. It's like
Oh.
it's proud of its visuals and it shows them and it's really awesome.
Mm.
And it's yeah, I don't know. I I loved it so much. Um, what did you think, Zay, of those visuals?
Uh, yeah, I fucked with the visuals heavy. I liked them a lot. I really fuck with that kind of like, it's not like claymation, but it is kind of a stop motiony kind of thing. I like that kind of design style that
Is it
they
stop
had.
motion?
I think
Well,
some
I'm
of
I
it
not
think
sure what it
was
is. Yeah.
I think it's like puppetry or
like
something.
Yeah, it could be.
But the
it uses
ah
puppetry, but I think some parts like in
Yeah.
near the end when it's kind of coming out of the ground, I think some of those shots were stop motion.
oh, that's really
Hmm.
cool.
But
I didn't
Hmm.
even
yeah,
notice. That's really impressive.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. I think, yeah, honestly, a lot of it like still, in a way, kind of holds up as well.
for
I
Oh, I
sure.
think,
mean most of it,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I think like in particular, one I was really impressed with was like when Norris's head like when it just came down and it
Mm.
grew the spider legs and all that
Yeah, that
shit.
Yeah.
looks really
It started going,
great.
that looked really, really
Yeah,
good. And I was
really
really
great.
Also,
surprised by how good
in
that one
in that
was.
in that same scene, the part where like his head is like severing itself from the body, but they
Yeah.
don't cut away from that at all. Like they show the whole process of it like ripping
Hmm.
off, which was
Mm.
Yeah.
like another one of those like how did they do that moments
It's yeah,
that
Yeah.
are
it's
yeah.
shocking. And
Hmm.
it's it's when a film does it that well, it makes you think, oh, it can't be that hard. But it's like, whoa, man,
Yeah.
this is like, I mean, barely any films are able to replicate this level of like gritty,
Hmm.
disgusting detail.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's so many. Yeah, the dog face scene, that one really was very
Yeah, that
memorable for
was
me.
fucked up. Yeah.
And it's not just like it's also how like the things move. It's not just like one thing. There's also like these stringy kind of like tentacly
Yeah.
things that come out, which it's like I doing that
Yeah.
practically is just I don't know how you do that. I mean,
I
it's
have
I
fucking
was
no
gonna
idea.
insane.
comment on that as well in the dog scene.
Hmm.
Like the grossest part about that to me is like the like you said the tentacle things, because
Mm,
like
yeah, very
you know,
visceral.
tentacles in a monster movie are like whatever, but these ones are so like thin and like wiry. It feels
Yeah.
like
Mm,
veins or something, and it's so much more just like ugh. Like
Yeah.
it's like insect like, but also very fleshy and like it's just these two types of creature that are merging that like it shouldn't ever, and it
yeah.
has yeah
And it
Yeah.
does a I want to wait to talk about that a little bit, but it does a really great job of executing that visual concept of like merging
yeah
and that like theme. It's just oh, it's so it's it really sticks
hmm
with you. And
Hmm.
I was really impressed by that. I do think on the topic of some of the visuals, I would say the only things that maybe don't hold up as well. I don't think I'd take any points off for this, but like the short little UFO bit at the beginning, I think like kind of
yeah
that almost sets the movie off on the wrong tone. And I feel like if it wasn't there, you wouldn't. I mean, it's just like an opening credits little scene, so I don't have a
yeah
huge issue with it. But I think that can like nowadays, like my mom was like, "Oh, that doesn't look very good." I was like, "Just give it a sec.
yeah.
Just trust me. It's gonna look cool."
Even less like visually how that looks, I always kind of was rubbed the wrong way by the way that that plays into the story, because it's so cool to have this mystery of just like what the fuck is that? Like that's unlike anything
Yeah.
we've ever seen. But
Mm-hmm.
then to just be so blatantly like it's an alien from space and this is the UFO that it came in is like okay, man, like thanks. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of
Yeah,
is almost doing too much. Where it's like I
Mhm.
could have got the gist that this isn't supposed to be here.
I agree with you partly that like the way it handles giving information to the audience can be lackluster in some scenes, and I do have like
Yeah.
some specific complaints I'll talk about. But I think the other thing is that I noticed, I think it still looks pretty decent. I mean, for the time, it's totally fine. But I think there's some, in that scene, with the massive crater, in the ship where they're going to like investigate the ship for the first time, like the
Yeah.
UFO or whatever. There's kind of like some, I guess it looks like overlay or something. I mean, clearly it's not like real, but they kind of overlaid some of the ship, and that I don't know that was one of the only other things that like just took me out. I was like, oh, that looks a little weird, but I think it's fine for the time.
I
Um,
honestly don't think that they needed really any of the spaceship stuff, because
mm,
just tell us that it came out of the ice, we can kind of put the rest
yeah,
together,
maybe that's
right?
scarier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is because then it's like, was this here the whole time? Like, is this some kind of like, you know, prehistoric bacteria or whatever? Like, but
Mm,
I think just literally being like it's an alien from space is, I don't know, it takes the mystery away in a way that's so like just like blunt about it. That's like, oh,
mm-hmm.
okay, I guess. Right? I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like that part of the story wasn't necessarily bad, but just not super necessary.
You could have done it a different way. Yeah, I don't like.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't particularly. I'm not like super moved by that, but I wouldn't disagree. Where like, it doesn't especially add anything, and there's a few kind of parts, but otherwise, I think the visual style, and I think just staying on the topic of visuals, the way it uses like that combination of like these cold, icy sets and like fire is just I love that visual dichotomy of like that stands
Yeah.
out so much, and it makes the visual style of the movie so memorable because it's either these like pale blues or hot fire. It's like it's
There's a
really
shot
memorable.
where there's a shot where they're outside at night. So I can't remember who it is, but someone's carrying a flare outside at night, and it's
Mm,
like there's the only two sources of lighting are like the blue like night lamps and the red flare, and you get these like really
it's awesome.
cool like
Hmm.
purples in the snow, and it's yeah, that's just
Yes.
cool as fuck.
It's just the way it visually presents itself is honestly kind of flawless. Like it's just even for the I think they filmed on like Panavision or something, and when you get those wides of the ice, it's like wow, it
Mm.
feels so massive but so desolate, and it's just a
Yeah.
great location. Um, it's very even at the beginning, and I was so annoyed because like my mom was like, "Why are they shooting at the dog?" I was like, "I'm they're gonna tell you in a second. I promise."
Yeah.
Okay, you don't. You should feel bad about the people too. Like why?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, just the visual presentation of that, yeah, just the way it really unnerves you so quickly, and yeah, it's just awesome. Um, Other points I thought so this movie the score was done by Ennio Morricone, who
Yeah.
is
Right.
probably my favorite composer. I don't know if you guys have seen Hateful Eight. The score for that is very influenced by this, the Tarantino movie. You can tell
Yeah.
like it's like very similar. Zane, have you seen that
Um,
Hateful Eight?
it's I've seen Hateful Eight, but it was like 5 or 10 years ago, and I fell asleep like halfway through. So
Hateful Eight experience. That's really funny.
I think it's yeah, that's the only Tarantino movie I don't think I've made it through. So
Mm. Well, the
mm,
score in that movie is like very, it's
mm,
very pulsing, with those like that low bass. I just love
yeah,
like it's so, just such a, such a suitable score, just like that low pulsing. And then there's also like when they are going to explore what is it, Norwegians or Swedes? Norwegians, I
yeah,
think.
the
Norwegian.
Norwegians.
Yeah, so when they go explore there, there's these really high violin sounds, like screechy, and yeah, that
Hmm.
both directions it goes works really well. But that low pulsating bass is just, yeah, so uncomfortable and so unnerving. Hey, do you guys have any like specific points on shit?
Um, I think. Or sorry, Zane, if you have any, you can go ahead. You haven't really said as much, but I think narratively it does a really good job at slowly like taking you through the situation and the desperation of it until
Mm,
it's like too late, right? Like you
yeah,
slowly build up to everything, and then it's just like, oh my God, there's no like we're fucked. There's only the three of us left, type thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I was reading about like not even John Carpenter knew at what points in the movie people had become replaced or whatever or had become
Hmm.
like he not even he knew. But and for
Mm.
most movies that would be terrible, but for this movie it works because that theme
Yeah.
of distrust and just not knowing is so strong where you just really don't know who anybody is, but the way they do like allude to it is really good where like who's the stoner character, like you can tell in the movie that he kind of stops talking as much and he kind of goes into the background because he's been taken
Yeah,
over, and that's just such
Mm.
a like it there's like he didn't know, but there's like very intentional decisions of like,
Mhm.
yeah, and you really don't, it's so uncomfortable. It's really
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Hmm.
What did you
Um,
Okay, I have a question. What did you guys think about it narratively in terms of just I guess how it moves forward, like the characters, the dialogue. What did you think about that aspect of it specifically?
um, I liked it. I think they feel like a very realistic group of people where like to some extent they're friends and to some extent they're just coworkers, and then you kind of see how quickly they're even if they were very thin bonds to begin with, you see how quickly that unravels.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, like I said, I think the way that it builds up its intrigue is really good because you are kind of still holding out hope that maybe we can get through this situation and like we don't really know anything yet, and then before you know it, it's like we're the only solution is we have to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
And I like the way that it
Mhm.
that it just it's like it like yeah, I guess it is just a slow unraveling is the best way to describe that.
It's like
Yeah.
going into a iceberg, like going underneath ice because the movie's in the snow, you know?
How is it like an iceberg?
Because you go deeper and deeper.
Man, I guess.
um, I also like I guess I like the characters, and it's kind of this vein of horror movie, and I guess that's kind of what Carpenter. I'm not super familiar with his work, but I know of it, and I don't think his characters are usually like super fleshed out or like I guess like
Mhm.
well written characters, but they feel real. They feel like believable, and
Yeah.
they feel pretty grounded. Um,
Yeah,
and I guess maybe it's better we don't know them, so it's even more the audience doesn't know like what's going on.
right.
Um, yeah, I would say personally, I found that to be kind of the weakest element of that, and I feel like if I did, I mean, like, fuck, what's his face, Kurt,
Kurt
Uh,
Russell.
Kurt
Kurt Russell,
Russell, Scott.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I did like his character a little more, or any of the characters, if I was like maybe more invested in them, they all do a good job. Like the guy from Community
Mhm.
is great. He did a fucking awesome job.
Who?
Well,
What's
yeah,
his
who's in
name?
Community?
The black guy, at the end, like
That guy's in
Oh,
Community? What
Giles?
the hell?
yeah, Elroy or whatever his
Holy
name
shit,
is in
you're
season
right. What
six.
the fuck?
Just the way
What
he
the fuck? You're
speaks. I
right.
love he has so much gravitas, and
Yeah.
it's like Lawrence Fishburne
Yeah,
in that way, where it's just like
Yeah.
he's just such a captivating screen presence. Great
I really
villain,
like
I
when he's
guess.
going around the. I like when he's going around the room being like, "Do you believe in this voodoo bullshit?" And they're like, "No." And he's like, "Do you believe in this voodoo?" I like that part.
He's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say if I did care about them more intimately, it might work a little better for me, I guess. Where like
Mhm.
I really enjoyed watching it. I don't really care what happens to the characters. I'm pretty much just here to see them get their shit fucked up, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely delivered on that.
I think it's more just the spectacle of like, wow, what a fucked up situation they're in, and not like
Hmm.
who. It's
Yeah.
like what's happening, and less what who it's happening to is the
Yeah,
focus.
and that's not a bad thing. Like
Yeah,
that's just a different style. I just personally feel like even by that level, like I just think it's the weakest part of the movie, although it's still solid.
right.
Mhm.
That's fair.
I would say, do you guys have any like just stupid moments? Because I have a few that I remember.
Uh, Nothing that really jumps out. No.
Mhm.
I, I have one note. I know Zane, like you do, you've done some like programming stuff.
Mhm.
There's like the one computer scene that
Yeah, the
irritates
little
me.
simulation.
The simulation, because it's like, did you just
I
have that
yeah,
programmed
that
on the
one
computer? Like, if
yeah,
you
that
know
one
how
kind of
computers work, it really
yeah,
doesn't age well at all. Like,
it
computers aren't
really
just
doesn't
all
make sense.
powerful. You have to code that.
Yeah.
Did he code it? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
it's
know what the
very.
fuck that was. Yeah, it kind of
How
took
does
me
it?
out of that one.
How does it know 75% of, or like they're gonna die in like
Mhm.
whatever X amount of time? Like, how does it know that? How did it do those calculations? That really took me
Yeah.
Yeah.
out, personally.
Yeah, that one took me a little bit.
Okay,
Um,
I'm glad I'm not the only
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. I remember that one. I wrote a note about that. I think I will say, like, as much as I really did like the visual effects in it, I will say that when the doctor got eaten, that was a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
it was when his I guess
Oh,
What
with the
spoilers? I
arms.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
right.
arms.
Spoilers, spoilers. I
Yeah,
mean, this whole movie it's
yeah.
hard to talk
Spoilers.
about.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But like when he got eaten by yeah, by whatever that one guy's stomach, that looked pretty fucking fake to me, and that one kind of took me out of it.
It's pretty good jump scare though. Like,
Yeah, it was a good. No, no, no. I will say it was a good jump scare, but the visual effects for that were good. But also at
cause
the same time, I kind of knew that what's his name was already definitely like
yeah, you know
a
something's gonna
thing.
happen.
Yeah.
I would say
Hmm.
like there's times when it does the suspense really well. There's like I think for the first like 45 minutes or so, I was like,
Hmm.
oh man, these characters are acting exactly how they should, and that's it's like that Abed thing where it's like, we'll die eventually when it was earned or whatever with like horror
Hmm.
movies. But I do think a horror movie is made better if it's going for that grounded, realistic style when the characters don't act like idiots. And for the
Hmm.
first, like, I guess half of the movie, I definitely felt that where I was like, I think I would do everything exactly how they're doing. And then there's some
Yeah.
parts, there's speaking on that, there's like when I might have just missed something. So if I did, just clear it up for me.
Hmm.
But when the head is like escaping the room, how do they not see that? I don't understand. How did they miss
Yeah.
this head, spider head crawling out? I don't understand. That scene doesn't have any suspense to me because it's like, how are you not seeing? It's loud. How are you not seeing it? It's
Yeah.
definitely very
I mean, they saw it
visible.
pretty quick after it. Like when it got to the
Yeah. They did
doorway, they
see it
saw it, right?
eventually, but yeah.
I guess so.
Hmm.
I personally I think my suspension of disbelief, it kind of hit a wall there where I was like, man, one of you would be looking around I mean, you must see this. Maybe one
Hmm.
of the the thing people saw it and just didn't say anything. You could maybe say that. I don't know. That felt a little goofy to me. That one stuck
Yeah.
out to me.
Hmm.
I
Um.
think the chest opening scene, I don't know. I thought it looked really solid. Um,
mm,
Maybe just how much light there is, but I thought it
Yeah.
was pretty convincing.
Yeah, I don't know
I
because I saw like there were a bunch of like quick cuts during there, and I saw like there's one cut where like the thing was open and it was like moving around, and then the next cut it was completely still,
mm,
and it just had the doctor moving around, and then it cut back and all that.
Interesting. Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah, but I think it was still a good jump scare though. It definitely still got me. But yeah,
Yeah.
another. Another thing that kind of took me out of the movie a little bit is I just don't know why this happened at all, and it feels a little bit like they were just trying to get these guys like moving somewhere.
That's a
Um,
good point.
when when this one guy, I don't remember his name because he died so early, goes up to Kurt Russell and he's like, I need to talk to you outside. And
Oh yeah.
they went for a whole discussion, and honestly, I did not see why they had to go outside for it. It seemed like they kind of just wanted to move the characters so the other guy
Well,
could get killed.
they were trying to talk in secret, I think. They were talking about
Yeah,
um they were talking
yeah,
about one of the characters I think that was in the room, or like at least they didn't want the other characters there to hear what they were saying.
mm,
Like, it was like
yeah,
private. But it
yeah.
is
But I think
again, those are
at the
the
same
types of
time, like they couldn't.
decisions. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. What I thought was like, why couldn't you just go to a different room or something? Because like because Kurt Russell is also complaining it's like -40 outside or something. Why the fuck would you want to go outside?
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
fair. And it's like those are the kinds of things that like I think also would just slightly bump up the movie because there are some just
Yeah.
silly decisions. There's some cool stuff. I would
Hmm.
say on top of like talking about kind of issues with the movie, I think they outline very clear rules on how it works, which I think is fine. And I think it doesn't go into the the science a lot, but I had this question
Hmm.
in the back of my mind, which is like, okay, these things can spoilers. I think we're already in the spoiler section, but these
Yeah.
things can merge with cells or whatever. but how does that give them the ability to know to act and to speak and to, like a dog barks? Okay, fine. But how do they know, how to act and how to talk? Like, how does
Like a
that come with
human, yeah.
cells? That part does,
Yeah.
like, if that really happened, you would be a baby, right? You would have like
Mhm.
the mind of a baby.
I
Yeah.
think
So
some of that is just like one of those, movie magic type things where you
Yeah,
kind of
that
have
is
to
more
just
movie
accept it.
magic. Yeah.
I agree, and I did accept it. It's fine, And the movie, if the movie went tried to explain it more, it would probably be worse. It doesn't. It
Hmm.
doesn't care that much
Hmm.
about the science. These are
Yeah.
excuses to have really awesome scenes,
Yeah,
like the blood scene, which is fucking terrific.
yeah.
Um, but it does go in the back of my mind. It's like, how do they know? How does Kurt Russell just know about this blood? They do explain it a bit, but it's like, seems like a pretty big jump in logic to just see it trying to survive and then be like, okay, the blood's definitely going to try and survive and act on its own. Seems like a jump of
Hmm.
logic,
Hmm.
but again, I doesn't I don't care because
Yeah.
it doesn't the movies doesn't care that much about it.
There's a
Hmm.
couple things where, like, if you were looking at it from a purely is this realistic view, there would be moments where it's like, okay, well, how are they sure of that? Like, you would need to,
Mhm.
test or encounter it more, blah blah blah. But I
Doesn't
think
make a good
it
movie.
just tries to get through the like, all right, this is what it does part really quick, so that then you can be focused on like, well, now that we know
Hmm.
that, what the like you said,
Mhm.
it's set getting that out of the way so that it can just be a bunch of awesome scenes, which it pulls off really well.
Totally.
So yeah.
Yeah, it just does take me out a little bit. I would say that's the only thing,
Yeah.
but I don't think
Hmm.
it's not a huge complaint for me or anything. There's just when that logic comes through, like how would they know how to do that? It's in the back of my head. I still love what I'm seeing. It's just
Right.
lodged back there. Do we have
That's fair.
any more points you guys want to talk about? Any kind of last things or?
Um, Let me just look real quick.
I love again. I've talked about the use of fire, but even like they're lighting people on fire. There's like
Yeah.
really awesome just uses. It's not just
Hmm.
like practical effects and like gore and stuff. It's also like okay, these people have on like bodysuits and are like being lit on fire and running across the snow, and
Hmm.
it's just fucking awesome. The explosion, awesome, looks amazing. Um,
Hmm.
and oh yeah, I guess we didn't talk about this. The ending, which
I
I
was
think
gonna
is
say, I
really
think we'd be
cool.
remiss to not talk about the
Hmm.
ending.
Hmm. What did you think?
I think that if you're, I mean, I guess it's not a problem to do this, but I think that being like, "Ooh, which one of them was the thing?" at the end is like you're kind of missing the point of what it was trying to convey. Because I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's less
thematic.
about like r slash
Hmm.
film theories. Ooh, which one of them was it? And it's more just like it doesn't really matter because either way, they both think the other is or might be.
Hmm.
So they would be more willing to let themselves die out here than to like take the chance that maybe they can still get through it, you know? And
Yeah.
Hmm.
it's kind of a bleak ending to some extent, but it's also just like what else was gonna happen, you know? Like this
Yeah.
whole situation was fucked from the start.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
like it.
I think
Yeah.
I love the choice. My mom hated it. She's like,
Really?
I just want to know what happens. I was like, that's kind of the point. It's trying to convey kind of the
Yeah.
themes of the movie. It's going for a little
Hmm.
more interpretable, a little more interesting ending. She's like, I don't
Right.
like it. Oh,
Yeah.
also the fact that he survives that explosion is just kind of
Yeah.
insane. That's another thing that also just like I get we want to have this
Hmm.
ending, but I mean he's in the basement. How does he get
Yeah.
Yeah.
into that? That got me a
It's
little.
also just like Childs, where the fuck were you, bro? Like we were
Hmm.
we were going through all that shit and then you were just like showed up after and was
It's
like,
just
what was that all about? It's like,
He's
oh hey
definitely the
man.
one. I mean, he's definitely the thing for
yeah.
sure.
But if either of them were, wouldn't they have just gone for it and just like revealed themselves though?
Well,
So like,
Yeah, that's the thing.
Carpenter has said that one of them is. He hasn't said which,
oh he
but
has?
he's
Okay. Oh.
stated that like
Hmm.
one of them is, and I think it has to be Childs because I mean
Yeah.
I think that's what it's
Yeah.
like kind of. I think that's what the evidence points to. I was
Yeah. I
kind of
Yeah.
think it
nerding
would.
out about this. There's lots of good like interesting articles on it.
Hmm.
Um, kind of breaking down like everything they do. There's like some code stuff or something that like proves it or something. Like all this like
Mm.
minute stuff that, these minute
Mm,
details that just get better on multiple rewatches that you
Right.
mm,
notice little things. Um yeah, but I think that's like just I think that's just interesting. It's just a great way to end it thematically. Like I love how that contributes to the themes. I think it's really
mm.
Yeah.
cool. And thematically it's so I remember like I actually had some trouble sleeping. Not because of the gore or anything, but just the concept of like
Mm.
skinwalkers, I guess, of really not knowing. I like my dog, Brody
Right.
was in the room with me. I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, bro, are you the thing?
Yeah.
Are you the thing
Bro,
1982? Be honest with me,
Cody's
bro.
face just splits open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a scary concept and the film does it.
Hmm.
I mean, it executes that. Mm,
Mm.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Hmm.
Yeah, awesome
You guys got any other
conversation.
thoughts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
great dialogue. I think that's everything I have to say about it. I
Yeah.
fucking loved it.
Kind of good as
Awesome
well.
movie.
Yeah. I thought it was
Um,
good.
so I'll move to the rating then. I'll give this. I would give this like a high 4 stars, high 8 out of 10, for me. And it would probably be better on a rewatch, but yeah, 8 out of 10.
Do we have an order for this, or do we just go?
We
Yeah,
just have dead
we
air.
never
That's
have
what
an
we have.
order. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I'm gonna give it a solid, good 8 out of 10. I
Cool.
enjoyed it. Did what it had to do.
Hmm. I liked it. Big fan. Big fan of the visual effects. I love the concept of it. There are some things that did take me out. I'd give it like a low 8. I think low 8 or a
Okay,
high 7.
we're on the range of eights.
Hmm.
Varying degrees of eights across the board.
High, middle, and low. Okay, sorry, Callum, for fucking interrupting you for like 40 minutes. Now you
No,
can
it's
talk
all
about
good.
your things.
Hmm.
All right. So I picked the movie In Bruges, directed by Martin McDonagh, and came out in 2008.
Yeah.
I
I hadn't seen it, but a couple of my friends had just recently watched it, and I heard good things, so I wanted to check it out, and I liked it. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I would like, if we can at the end, I would just like to talk a little bit about the works of Martin McDonagh, because I realized by the time we got to this that I'd actually just seen his entire filmography.
Oh
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Not really on purpose or anything, but he just has lots of awesome movies. Even like his little short that I think he won an Oscar for. Um, but anyway, talking about In Bruges, probably my favorite of his movies. Um, I would love to hear what you guys have to say because I think it's such a great first watch. Um,
Yeah.
well, what did you guys think about it?
um, immediately I fuck with the characters. Like I like their dynamic a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
My
Brendan
screen
Gleeson
just
and
shut off
Colin
for a sec.
Farrell are fucking just. I mean, they also did another one with him as director with Banshees,
Right.
and it's. I mean, their dynamic is just. They bounce off each other so well. They're just so
Hmm.
funny. Every line, I'm cracking up. They're just
Yeah.
so fucking funny. And
Hmm.
I just the dynamics of like Colin Farrell. They both play their characters really well. I think Colin
Yeah.
Farrell probably deserved an Oscar for this, honestly. Like the way he
Yeah.
portrays this character, because there's he's really hysterical, but there's these serious moments that work really well, and
Hmm.
um, I think I would point that out as one of my favorite things about the movie is the way it's almost like Bong Joon Ho, where the balance of comedy and drama
God
is so
fucking damn
great.
it, dude. I had that exact point. Damn it.
Ah, shit, my bad.
It's all good.
Yeah,
I said pretty much the exact same thing. Yeah. You
that's
go.
one of his best qualities. I'm glad you noticed that too. It's
Hmm.
one of his best
Yeah.
qualities, and it's in pretty much all his movies where I mean, a lot of movies, you'll have like a funny scene and then a sad scene and then whatever. This movie interweaves them like effortlessly, where it's like
Hmm.
just comedic lines, comedic, actions, fucking fat guy chasing Colin Farrell around, but it manages to pull together the comedy and these really serious, honestly heartbreaking moments where
Yeah.
like really just so effectively. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the movie is how it balances those
Yeah.
two. Glad you
Yeah, it
noticed it.
really strikes. Yeah, it strikes the balance like crazy, honestly. And
Mm.
like, I don't think I've seen. I'd call this personally. I'd call this a comedy. I'd say it's more
Yeah,
on the side
it's
of a
like a
comedy.
black comedy.
Um,
Yeah, it's like a
yeah,
comedy.
yeah. But I don't think I've seen I've barely ever seen scenes that are like this serious about like that kind of subject matter in a fucking comedy. And like
Mm-hmm.
it is, and it's like very it's very sincere.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like they don't, yeah,
Yeah, sincere's a good word.
yeah. I don't know how they do it. And then they just go right back to like the fucking jokes and shit.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
it is
Yeah.
just so fucking
Mhm.
hysterical. I mean,
Yeah,
it's so funny.
it's so funny.
I don't know if there's a
Mhm.
I don't know if there's a word for this type of movie or this type of story, but I really like things like this where there'll be so many like little interactions and little things that happen throughout that are all working towards the eventual like climax, right? Like
Mhm.
everything from,
Yeah.
they meet the actor that like waved to him and he doesn't wave back, so then they confront him in a bar and that leads to them
Yeah.
Yeah.
seeing him like just everything how that all
Hmm.
I don't know, it's nice when it feels like everything kind of comes together very well.
And
Yeah.
on the second watch, I
Yeah.
noticed that I'll touch on little aspects of that, but on the second watch, I
Mhm.
noticed that especially where it's like, wow, all of these things, like even I don't think this is really a spoiler. Even like the fat guy being the reason the thing is closed, like because he had a
Yeah.
heart, he had a heart attack, like that, the way it ties
Yeah.
everything together is just, it's just flawlessly written. I mean,
Hmm.
it's a real,
It's
Yeah.
very
real
tight.
very tight.
Hmm.
So crisp. Perfect pacing.
Yeah.
Could not
Oh
cut a bit
yeah.
of fat. Perfect.
Can we are we allowed spoilers right now or should we
Yeah,
wait a
let's.
bit? Because I
Why don't
want
we
to go
just get
back on
into it?
the okay.
Yeah. Sure.
I think in talking about how it balances comedy and drama, I think the best probably example of that is the scene where he's about to kill him, but he finds him about to kill himself.
Yeah,
Because like
Hmm.
that's so serious. Like it's an
it
attempted murder
is.
and attempted suicide.
Yeah.
But also you can't help but just it's such a fucking absurd
It
situation
is.
that he was like, I was
Yeah.
about to do it, but like you stopped me even though you were just gonna shoot me. Like it's
Yeah.
so
It's.
you're caught between like that's so fucking
Mhm.
dumb that that would happen to us and also just like oh my God,
Yeah.
that's upsetting.
Yeah,
So
and
it's like
that's the thing where it's like these serious like moments, but again, the levity is interweaved with it. They're both happening at the same time, and
right. And
it's
I think that's
fucking
done really
cool.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the best scenes in the movie for sure. I think like that scene is just especially on first watch because you really don't know what's gonna happen, and it's just hysterical. Like, like, like you're not allowed to kill yourself. Well, you were about to do it. Like just
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
interaction is just fucking so funny. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, just the story of a suicidal hitman, and so I would like to. I think I don't know if you guys, at least this was my interpretation that I'd like to share real quick, which is to me, I think after I watched it the first time, it became pretty clear to me that it's like, it's like religious kind of metaphor, kind of fable, where like, Bruges is purgatory and, Farrell's character is effectively getting like judged, for his sin and whatever, and so then Brendan Gleeson is Jesus or God, and fucking Ralph Fiennes is the devil, and so the whole
Yeah.
movie is kind of, and they make like direct references, like talking about, they're like discussing paintings about like purgatory and hell and heaven and shit. Um,
Hmm.
but I noticed on this one talking about how it kind of foreshadows stuff. There's many references to Ken as Jesus, which is really
Is
cool.
there?
Yeah, so Ken, there's that one scene they're in whatever museum and he's going to like touch the blood of Jesus, and he's the character that wants to do it. So there's that. Cullen says Jesus when he dies. He's like Jesus, but of course that's also kind of like a little nod.
Right.
And he's always trying to give, he's the one preaching, giving another chance and forgiveness and whatever, and finds his character is the one saying, he has to be punished. So it's like he's being judged by these two characters, and I think you could watch the movie and not pick that up, but I think like it's very tied into to what the movie is, and that's
Mm.
a lot of movies need that extra push for me, and for In Bruges, that's the extra push. The way it like also seamlessly is this like story about purgatory and heaven and hell is very just really really great, really cool.
Right.
Um, yeah, so there's lots more to talk about there, but I don't want to do like a yap sesh.
No, that's
uh,
that's. I think maybe on first watch, I wouldn't have picked up on that, but I
Yeah.
think that's an interesting view of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess I also like in like he's trying to figure out the nature of punishment and like will he be judged or not. And
Yeah.
I kind of like the way that Ray or Ken responds to him in that scene because it's like tying into the idea like people say like what if God was one of us, like he would just be a
mm,
man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Ken kind of reflecting on like how he hasn't lived a life, like he's tried to live a good life but is also reckoning with the fact that he's killed people. It's
yeah.
like he's sort
Mm-hmm.
of he's not he himself is not like is not pure, and it's
Mm,
also even just from a character perspective it's like kind of trying to steer someone away from the path you might have gone down before it's like too late for them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because he might feel like it's too late for him and Harry.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That one definitely also like there's many things supporting this film as like reading it as Ken as Jesus. Definitely Bruges Purgatory for sure, but
Yeah.
going beyond
Yeah.
that, you can analyze, you can interpret for yourself what you think. But yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot that supports him as this, he's the forgiving one, and I guess if you're taking it as that way, yeah, like God has killed lots of people. God has done
Hmm.
these things.
Mm-hmm.
Is God good? Like the way it asks these questions underneath the mask of this fucking really funny movie is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, really great. There's also
I'm sure.
um, just real quick on that. There's like the way it uses the color of like the two towers that they're at of like there's like one specific shot where it's like a big wide landscape and you can see there's like the orangey tower and the blue tower as like
Mm.
heaven and hell, and then they're kind of in the middle of that set in purgatory or whatever, and by the end I guess he goes to the hell side. Spoilers, he is the movie it it doesn't really clearly have take a stance, but he is judged at the end of the day as he's unforgiven for his sins um, and dies. And it's
Mm-hmm.
even then, even as the character's dying, it's really funny. Like I'm in fucking Bruges. Like
Yeah.
it's
Fucking Bruges.
even then, it's
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
really
drawn to I'm drawn to stories that are just about being in a city that sucks ass, which isn't even to
yeah.
say that in real
Mm-hmm.
life Bruges sucks ass. I'm sure it's a lovely place, but just like the that's always a I don't know, enjoyable aspect to me when it's just like I fucking hate being here, but I have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the humor of his character. He's just so miserable the whole, and it is a very nice location. It's beautiful, and he's just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so. That's what's so funny. He's so miserable and so pissy the whole movie, and it's like, and it's just really fun to watch. He's so brooding and just such a little dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it has like it's obviously it's not like groundbreaking cinematography, but I do think it is very well shot.
Yeah.
And it manages to capture this kind of I guess like sort of fairy tale esque, but also in like kind of the end of the movie, kind of fairy tale, but then also very grounded, almost kind of toury. It's able to balance kind of
Mm-hmm.
both of those both of those looks and convey kind of that environment. So I do think it is a well shot movie. It's there's not too many moments that are like, I mean there's a few, but not too many that are like, oh my gosh. But it is very well shot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What did you think about the
Yeah.
performances? In terms of Ralph Fiennes and Brendan Gleeson, and they're like all in Harry Potter for some reason.
Yeah. Ralph Fiennes is a great comedic actor in this, and he's also great at being like a villain who also kind of fucking sucks at his job. Like
He's
he's
very
he's
funny.
just as like he's just as like strung along by the situation as the two of them are,
Hmm.
where it's just like, God damn it, I don't want to have to do this, but like, and I think he was really good in that role.
Yeah, it's all like he's pretty much just going on morals and principles, as his
Hmm.
character says. And then the end where he's like, you have to follow your principles,
Yeah.
and he basically kills himself for no reason. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
dark.
That
But
was
yeah,
that was hard though.
the character is fucking hysterical. He might, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to give this like honor, but he might be the funniest one in the movie, where it's like
Mm.
Mm.
just every line he's saying, where it's like, it's like, don't insult my fucking cunt kids or whatever. Like
Yeah.
all of the way it's written is just so funny. I can't believe British people are real, I guess, and like Irish
Yeah, it's
people.
crazy. He's
The way
extremely
Yeah.
British.
it's just so funny. Yeah, all their performances. Again, I do think personally, Colin Farrell probably. I haven't seen all the movies of that year or anything, but I do think it's a actually terrific performance that he gives. Um, and when it needs him to, he really does show a lot of emotion and a lot of character.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I watched it with my girlfriend, and I think if you're watching this movie, I don't think she enjoyed some of the humor in it. I guess it's like, yeah, I guess you could say it's like offensive. It's definitely over the top, but
Yeah.
I think that's what's funny about the character, and it is funny. So there's like there were like lines that she like winced at. So it's like if that's not for you, probably don't watch the movie. Um, it's too bad we're saying this past spoilers because you've probably already seen it then, but
Yeah.
it is, you know, I don't know. I personally don't think it's like super offensive, but I could
Yeah.
see that interpretation, I guess.
I
Yeah.
can understand why you would think that, but also the guys that we're following are bad people. So I guess if you
Yeah.
want to make an excuse for it,
Hmm.
it's like they're just as bad as they're just as mean spirited as the film they're in. You know what I mean?
And his
Yeah.
films are mean a lot
Yeah.
of the time. Um,
Mm.
I would like to talk about that more later. What'd you guys think of the score? I loved it when I first heard the score. Thought it carried the movie so well.
Yeah, it was solid.
For me,
Yeah,
for me,
I
it
was a
really stood
fan.
out.
Hmm. I have a little tidbit. I thought the one we're doing spoilers, right?
We're way in
Yeah.
spoilers. We pretty much
Yeah, we're
just
way
as
in
soon as we
spoilers
started.
territory. Okay, yeah. I think when fuck, oh my God, yeah, Ken, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When Ken's suicide, that scene, or when he jumps off the building, like the fucking whatever the song is, the kind of like
Mm.
army kind of song that they chose for that, I thought that was a really good choice.
Oh, good. I liked it too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I liked and just another little thing as well, which is more of a personal thing. When me and you were editing Bastards Brood Jackson, you suggested the song that was playing when uh God damn it, when when Harry was chasing fucking Colin Farrell, and dude,
Oh
you
yeah.
played that song, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
forgot
Right.
about
Right.
that. And
Right.
yeah.
That's
I
our
was like,
that's our
yeah,
movie that we made. we
yeah.
did we
It
put
makes
it
a lot.
in?
No,
I think we left it out.
it ended up being a Star Wars thing, I think. But yeah,
Mm.
I definitely see why you chose it for that because
Yeah.
I was I was watching it and it felt so much like that scene.
Yeah, and it does a lot of
Yeah.
really good stuff. I like the
Hmm.
score. I like I like that choice to. Yeah, it's pretty much I guess the only like song
Yeah.
in the film, but it really makes it feel like, oh, this is like a really serious moment, and I don't think it's too over the top personally. Like it's like very, it conveys
No, I
like
don't think it's really tough.
something of real gravitas is about to happen. I think that works
Hmm.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And then yeah, that it has like these blaring guitars at the end,
Yeah.
in the score, and it really yeah, it really feels fucking awesome, and it really
Yeah.
carries the action of that scene.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, Totally.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to, I guess, this kind of goes in with like the writing of the story and
Hmm.
like just like how intertwined everything is, but like, oh my God, I cannot believe the way they use the side characters in this movie.
Yeah,
Like all the,
it's pretty crazy.
like, yeah, like just like using them over again,
Hmm.
like it's just like in these different contexts, like
And they're
the,
all really funny. Like
yeah, they're
each
all
and every
really
one.
funny. Yeah. Like I guess like the ending scene where like with the midget right at the
Hmm.
end there. Like first of all, the midget goes has like fucking five different things that he like
Yeah,
five different contributions to the movie, which is awesome.
he's like yeah,
Um
he's a very consequential character.
yeah, very important. Like they made the side characters actually genuinely important here.
Hmm.
Yeah, and like right at the end like there I was that scene where they killed the like where they killed the midget.
Hmm.
Or sorry, where yeah, when Harry killed the midget as he also shot Colin Farrell, and it's like the
Yeah, the
same thing as
filming
what
it.
he
Yeah.
did, dude. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, and you really
Yeah.
don't see that coming, I don't think.
No,
Like
I was not ready for
until
that.
they show him, I guess maybe, but you really don't like
Yeah.
there's no way to predict that's how the movie's going to end. Thematically,
Yeah.
that's I think the most ambiguous kind of part of it is it what
Hmm.
is it trying to say? Is it like cycle of violence? Is it what are,
Yeah.
that could be really a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, for sure. And I think
Yeah.
yeah, all of the side characters are just yeah, again, really
Hmm.
funny. Um,
Yeah.
and
Um.
so my interpretation was with a lot of the side characters we see, they're not good people. Maybe they
Hmm.
represent some of the sins, and if this is purgatory, maybe they're being judged too. We see them all kind of at
Hmm.
the end of the movie, which I think is an
Yeah.
interesting kind of layer of like, are all of these people being judged? The drug dealer, I guess the fat guy, if you're gonna talk about sin of gluttony or whatever. Um,
Right.
are these people all being judged too?
Hmm.
I don't know, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
movie. I liked it.
Yeah. Really good.
I'm looking over my notes. I think that's like, I guess most of what I have to say. I also like the choice of like, he can't escape. Like even when he tries to leave, he
Yeah.
can't escape purgatory, and he gets sucked right in.
Mhm.
And it's so effective because it's a consequence of his actions, why
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
brought back to purgatory, which I think is just a really great choice.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, okay, I would like to talk about McDonough just a little bit, in terms
Yeah.
of just contextualizing the movie, because it's cool to think that this is also his debut. That's very
Oh my
bold.
God, really?
Yeah, and it feels like for most directors, this would be like their fourth or fifth movie. No, this is just his first feature length film.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, it's bold, awesome, totally. Probably honestly, I still think it's his best movie. Um, he's gotten a lot of hate for like there's like a lot of nasty three billboards discussion, which maybe I guess we could talk
Hmm.
about that someday in the future. I don't
At
know,
some
but
point, yeah.
I think his films, just because they're portraying these very gray, very complicated, and you're not necessarily really meant to like them. They're portraying these very, you enjoy watching them, but
Hmm.
as people, they're very gray, and I think that sometimes gets confused as him like advocating for these people. I personally don't think he's advocating for the hitmen in the movie, and that same goes for like
No.
most of the rest of his catalog. where like it's just presenting an interesting thematic, situation. I think that's kind of the focal point, and I would say that with his other films too. Anyway, I check out his other stuff. Banshees of Inisherin is like basically a sequel to this. I mean,
Mhm.
not really, but it has both of them directed by McDonough, and also same thing. Character dynamics in that movie are just fucking hysterical.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, flawlessly acted. I think it's just honestly it might be one of the best debut movies I've ever seen. Um, I originally gave it a 9 out of 10 when I first saw it, but it really stuck with me. And second viewing, I would personally say I give it a 10 out of 10. Um,
Mhm.
or sorry, are we done talking? I kind of just launched.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think we're kind of
I
done.
felt like we were kind of at the end. Do you guys have any
Yeah.
complaints? Specific stuff?
Um, complaints? Not really, honestly.
For
Yeah,
me, I
nothing
deem this
super
movie innocent.
important coming to mind.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
So,
with that being said, I enjoyed it. I would also give it an 8. It is a big 8 day.
eight
Big
day.
eight.
I
Mhm.
wonder if it will
All right.
be one more eight.
No. I really liked it. I was a big fan. I just like that kind of like intertwining comedy is
Mm-hmm.
I love that kind of shit. So yeah, I'd give it a good 9.
Oh shit! Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I mean, it's Callum's pick, but it's my
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Shout
guys
out.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a big
That makes me happy. I hope more people see it. It's a really awesome movie.
hmm. All right.
Um,
Moving on then.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right. Moving on to the album. This is my pick. I chose this album because I've been sitting on this album for like 2 or 3 years. I've been meaning to listen
Wow.
to it, just haven't. Yeah. So my pick is "Songs in the Key of Life" by Stevie Wonder, from 1976. Yeah.
This album has aged very, very well. I feel like
Hmm.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
loved it. After I first heard it, I'm interested to see
Hmm.
what Callum has to say because I think it's like the most left field for him. Um,
Yeah.
what did you think?
Um, I think I start off by saying I liked it a lot. I think it's really good. I find myself often struggling to connect with a certain age of when music from like the 70s and stuff like that. I struggle to connect with it sometimes. I think it's just my own. It's a big blind spot in my
Hmm.
like what I've listened to. But as I listen to this more and more, I kind of started to realize like there's not really a bad song in
Yeah,
here. Like
it's crazy.
it's it's such a robust album that is really covers as many topics as it possibly could. And like his songwriting and just like performances are there's you really can't find a flaw with it. So I can easily understand why I could easily see this being someone's like top one.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
yeah, I think the rest in there just comes down to personal connection.
This is my
Right.
dumbest opinion, but this movie or whoops, this album is like Stevie Wonder's Dark Side of the Moon because it's has a lot to say. Um, Probably one of the dumbest comparisons of my career, but I do actually agree with that. Where one thing I kind of forgot about is kind of how pointed the album is. Like, there's a lot of societal commentary in it,
Yeah.
and I honestly didn't remember that. Um, you remember like the love's in need of love
Hmm.
today kind of shit.
Yeah.
Just loving everybody. But there's lots of stuff
The
about like
love song.
race
Yeah.
relations and like some really
Hmm.
heavier topics that I think it handles really well. And
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it handles it pretty
awesome.
well. Hmm. I like I just overall really like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Like the this kind of music, like soul music and that kind of sphere, is just really good. I just like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know,
for
just
sure.
very smooth sounding, very
So
smooth,
so
so
smooth and
smooth,
funky. Oh, he's so
so
tough.
smooth, so much funk in it.
I didn't know
Yeah,
he was still alive. I guess
What?
I'm just like a pleb. I don't I just thought he was dead, but no,
No,
yeah.
he's
he's
chilling.
hanging out.
He's still kicking. He's still
Which is cra
kicking.
he's
Yeah.
been on like songs that I listened to from like modern day, but I
Hmm.
just forgot.
Yeah.
What were your like some of your standouts? I've come back to Love's in Need of Love Today so many times. I
Loves
fucking
the new
love that
loves
song.
today. Yeah. Um, I guess I can. I guess one kind of standout track, for not for like any musical reason, but just for a cultural reason. Pastime Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like
When
such
I
a fraud for not knowing that that's where
yeah,
that came from. I was
I
like, oh, what the hell?
I love hearing, I love hearing the original samples. So like whenever I get surprised by that kind of thing on an album, it's like
Mm.
it's kind of nice. Yeah, honestly, I really like it. I really liked that song.
I
Um,
had forgotten
yeah,
about that. I kind of forget
yeah.
about it every time. I actually think, like, I think it's like one of those cases where, like, the newer
Hmm.
song is better than the sample, but I obviously it's still a great song.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think the song that sampled it, obviously. I think that one wins, but I think this song, or this version at least, is still really good.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Um,
it's a good song.
yeah. Hmm.
For me, the clear standout by a lot is Another Star. That
Mm,
song is crazy. I love
Oh,
that song.
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another Story is a really good one.
Shit,
Yeah,
I have
that
to
one
give that
really
a
stands
re-listen.
out.
That one didn't
I
stand out
think,
as much to me. That's cool.
hmm, yeah, that one, no, that one really stood out for me as well. Same,
That's the actual closer of the album, right? Because there's like
Yeah.
yes,
yeah, okay.
yeah,
There's
the
a
little extra
extra little
thing.
bonus EP.
Which are
Hmm.
also
I
pretty
didn't
good.
even, yeah, I didn't know that was
Honestly,
the bonus part.
that the ending EP part, those last four songs, they're not all bad, but they're kind of as a group,
They're
they're the
weaker.
weakest of.
They're weaker. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
which like I honestly feel like I would have been fine with it if it had just ended on Another Star, especially because the actual closer is like I don't like that song that much. I think the
Mm.
harmonica in the final track is very like it's just like
Mm,
shrill and you're like, all right, okay. You know? I
Yeah.
don't know. I didn't
yeah.
enjoy that last
Personally,
closer.
I'm rating like it ends at another star because that's like the actual release. I feel like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know about you guys. I would rate it ending at
Yeah,
another
I'd
star
rate it like
personally.
that. Hmm. I think some of the songs on that like last crop of tracks are pretty good, especially the
Yeah.
first two.
Hmm.
Um,
Saturn is cool.
yeah, yeah. I do think the last song is a little bit. It's I don't know. It just doesn't really feel like a super good closer, but obviously it isn't.
I kind of like
Um,
No,
it.
yeah.
I don't hate
yeah,
it.
I think it's
It's like kind
okay
of
as a closer,
instrumental.
but
It's like cool.
yeah.
Tyler did that
Hmm.
on fuck what's that album? See, the one with the bees on it and shit. Just ends with like
Flower
an
Boy?
instrumental. Pardon?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's a cool choice. I don't know. I like it. Kind of just like it's like
Yeah.
what's that called? Like the end of a thing. You know,
Epilogue.
sure, yeah, like an epilogue. Like the opposite of an
I like
overture.
the yeah. I
Oh
like
yeah.
the choice in general, but the actual song
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of annoys me
Hmm.
because it's like this
Yeah, I
nice,
don't mind the
slow,
choice.
sort of peaceful melody, but then the harmonica just like
You hate this
Mm.
fucking
plays its melody
harmonica.
and then it
You
comes back
don't like
like
the
louder and
harmonica, yeah.
higher, and it's like, all right, okay, stop.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think
Well, I'll
the harmonica on the album is really cool. There's so many
yeah.
times when they just toss it in there. It's like, oh shit, welcome to the party, bro. Like this shit is awesome.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm not talking
Yeah.
in every
Yeah,
song. I'm
no,
just
no, I
saying in
know.
that one.
Yeah. I will say standout track with a little bit of harmonica in it for me, is Isn't She Lovely? Shout
Yeah,
out that
that's one
Yeah,
of my
song.
favorites. Really a
That one's
highlight for me.
really good. Yeah, dude, I got put onto that song by my fucking guitar teacher when I was like
Mm,
15
that's
years
cool.
old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great song. Great song. There's
That
there's
song is
times
really, really good.
there's times where it gets more ballady, and it still really works a
Yeah.
lot. Like,
hmm
I think of like "Joy Inside My Tears," or there's one that's just like,
Um,
God, I can't remember what the song is, but I
mm,
think it's like "If It's Magic" or something around there. But it's just
Yeah, that
it's
one's
very,
nice.
very, yeah, I think it's that one. It's
it's
like
very
very,
simple. Yeah.
yeah, melodic, nice. Like, not all of
Yeah.
them are super groovy and funky. He
hmm
manages to explore again. It's a very cohesive album, but it explores a lot of different sounds while still
hmm
maintaining a really strong identity, which is talking about the
Yeah.
Cardi album earlier, not the same at all. This
Yeah.
maintains a really strong identity throughout.
hmm Yeah, it definitely keeps it. I think another you're talking about the ballads like a little bit. I think "Knocks Me Off My Feet" is a really good,
Mm,
like
yeah,
really good song
I
from
like
this
that
one.
one too.
Yeah. It's more of a piano ballad, which I
Mm.
fuck with. Um, and yeah, I guess yeah, I can comment on Stevie's playing. Stevie is very, very, very good piano player, extremely
Yeah,
good singer as well.
great
Um,
singer. Very
yeah,
captivating voice. Just strong
yes.
personality.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say, again, I think like the weakest parts, and I was like, I remember like re-listening to it. I'm listening to those last few songs. I was like, man, those are like kind of weak. And then I realized like, oh, they're just additions to the album. Okay, this album's like, oh, it all makes sense now. They're
hmm
like add-ons more so. Um, I don't think like I don't know. I said this. I hate that I said this about "To Pimp a Butterfly," where I think my only critique about it back in the day was just some songs aren't as good as others, which is such like a nothing. It's such a nothing point. But I guess I
Yeah.
would reuse that terrible point again, even though I know
hmm
it's a dumb point. I would say just some don't stick out. Just personally, I don't resonate with as much, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like overstay their welcome, but they're beefy songs. Some of them. I mean, there's almost no
Yeah.
problem going to like 8 minutes. On
hmm
some songs, and hey, you
Yeah.
enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
just totally fleshing it out. But
hmm
mm, I don't know.
Yeah. I think some of the longer songs might be able to get cut down a little bit.
Yeah, I
But
don't want to say it, but like you could. I don't know.
yeah, I think one of the songs for that, I think what was it? I think Ordinary Pain or Joy Inside My Tears. I think it could have gone a little less long.
Hmm.
I don't remember which one, but yeah.
It's just like like I actually don't have a problem with either of those two songs, but I guess it's just because I'm fucking with the
hmm
sound more that I'm like, you can ride this out
Yeah.
as long as you want. That's
Oh
fine
yeah,
by
you can
me.
fuck with yeah, that sounds really good.
I think
hmm
Ordinary Pain and Joy Inside My Tears are like actually two of my favorites off the album. Most of
hmm
again, I personally think the front side is stronger than the back side. Even
Mm.
excluding those four last songs, I just
hmm
every song on the first half is like, oh banger, oh banger, oh banger. Not a miss, just
Yeah.
all hits.
mm
Um, I guess I still think the second half is really awesome. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I agree.
Shout out this another thing that's really cool is that I feel like this album looks exactly like how it sounds, which is a dumb
Yeah.
compliment. But
Yeah, the
the sequencing, the way the album, it just looks. That's the vibe. You got it.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's nice. It's a very nice album. It's a very uplifting album. There was almost moments where
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I'm like a happy enough person to be resonating
Yeah.
with this just because it's
Dude,
so
I
like
almost
full
yeah.
of
I was
such
really
vibrance.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
really happy watching this
and
or
that's what
listening
makes it
to it.
so likable. Is it's just like
hmm
it is. it's not annoyingly joyous. It's just such an expression of love, and just
Yeah.
this wonderful nature, this just wonderful person, you know.
'Cause he does have songs that aren't purely happy, like
Mm,
Village Ghetto Land, for example.
Yeah.
But even that is like all of it comes from the perspective of someone who is very much just like glad to be alive, you know?
yeah,
And everything he talks about is within that context of like, yeah, like you said, like the kind of person he is.
Yeah.
just yeah. It does feel just very wonderful. It's like just good vibes all over. But
Hmm.
if you're
Yeah.
not, I find I'm too often not in the mood for that for some reason. Maybe because I'm just
Right.
a miserable person or some shit.
Right.
I hope
Hmm.
not, but I agree that like if you're not in the mood, that's when I feel like the songs start to overstay their welcome. But if you are in the
Yeah, for
Yeah.
mood,
sure.
it's working. So I don't know how to like gauge that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Hmm. I think there are still a couple songs that like they do
Yeah.
have that more laid back, chill kind of thing. But yeah, definitely the funkier, like more in your face songs are definitely they can be not over the top. I don't think that's the right way to say it, but
Mhm. They're
maybe
gushing.
exceedingly happy
Yeah, it's
at
just
least.
joyous music.
Hmm.
It is lovely.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
lovely album.
Yeah.
Do we have any
Yeah.
any thoughts? Any additional shit?
I don't really have anything.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
I think Black Man is really great. Like I
Mm.
just
Yeah, it's a good song.
I again it's like what you said about just the perspective it's coming from, even when it's like
Yeah.
I really think that's a great point, Callum. Um
Yeah.
just the perspective of it. It's like, man, why can't the world be a better place? Let's just do it, guys. Let's all hold
Yeah.
hands and it'll just be awesome. It sounds really
Mhm.
culty when you say it, but
It
when you listen
sounds.
to the album, you feel the vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Also,
ignoring.
just a yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
I was just gonna
Oh
say,
yeah, yeah,
we've kind of like just ignored, some of the classics. Like obviously, also lots of great
yeah.
songs. I feel like we're kind of highlighting some of the more, I guess
Some of the more
slightly
obscure
less
ones.
known
Yeah.
or more obscure. But yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
whatever Sir Duke, as I wish, I think whatever.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
have been mentioned. Consider this the mention.
And they go hard.
They do go
Um.
hard.
Yeah. One thing I thought was kind of funny was when I was watching the thing, I realized they were playing Stevie Wonder in one of the scenes,
oh,
which I
oh
thought was kind
yeah.
of yeah, yeah.
Cool.
And I was like, oh shit,
The world
a
is a
little poetic
circle.
there. Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, I just really, yeah, I really like this album. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad
Mhm.
you. It's a nice recommendation. I did not listen to it in one sitting, but
Yeah.
neither time I listened to it. But yeah, it's definitely like songs on it have just stuck with me for so long. Um,
Hmm.
kind of kind of formative songs for me. You
Yeah.
know, and that like 2022 kind of shit, at least for me. So I didn't even. I would like to say one more thing, which is that when I listened to this album, it was actually the first time I listened to it was when I was doing my little home workouts. Like my little YouTube
Oh, shut
workouts,
up.
Oh yeah.
like the ones for bitches, where it's like, you do
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know, do like wall sits or something.
yeah. That
Um,
one, oh, that one girl, I don't remember the name of,
hmm,
who did all those.
yeah,
Chloe Ting? Shout out.
something like that. So that was like that era, and now I'm listening to it, um, and I just hope younger me would know, dude, you accomplished it, and we're still listening to Stevie Wonder. Um,
Shout out.
anyway, it's just funny. I was listening to it not on my phone or anything, on my Google Home. I was
Oh
Mm,
yeah.
blasting it. Yeah, so I
shout
had a
out.
fun experience with the album, which helps a lot
Yeah,
too.
yeah. My time when I listened to it, I think I chose a really good one for it. I just went for pretty much a drive and just
Nice, yeah.
went around town and saw a bunch of stuff. Like I was stopped when I think that's honestly why I kind of have a bit of a thing with knocks me off my feet because I was just out there and I was just taking a break. I was at like a park or something and there were two swans in the water and I was just listening to that song. It was a
Dude.
fucking vibe, man.
Knocks Me Off My Feet is so great. Like, honestly, one of the
Yeah.
best songs for sure. Like, so great.
Mhm. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, like really good for that kind of vibe, I would say.
How was your experience? Like, what was your first listen with it, Callum?
Um, I did do it all in one sitting a couple times.
Nice.
Mm,
Shit,
nice.
And it
that's
was
impressive.
it was I don't know. It was good. I think my first listen, I was worried like, wait, do I not vibe with this as much as everybody else in the world does? But then as I listened to it more, I was like, oh wait, no, this is this is
Yeah.
this is goat shit. And it
Awesome.
Mhm.
was.
Damn, I'm glad you.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't. I was expecting like a little bit of a
A little
debate,
bit
I
Callum
guess, but
pushback.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little
Mhm.
classic Callum pushback. But
Keep
I'm
us
glad you
grounded.
fuck with it.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
do keep us grounded.
for
When
real.
we were all hating on Norbit, you said, "No, guys, it's a great movie," and you know what?
You
You
know
pulled
what?
us back up.
I
Hmm.
really did.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Should we
Ratings?
move to ratings then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. All right.
It's you. Do you want to go, Zane? It's
Yeah, I
up to
guess I'll
you.
do it. Um. Yeah, just really big. Like I have barely any complaints about this. Like really, it's just like a couple of the songs could have been shortened a little bit. But then maybe if I listen to it again, I don't even know if
If
I'd
you're in
have
the
those
right vibe,
complaints.
yeah.
You're in the right vibe, yeah, like you guys were saying. I don't even know if I'd have the same complaints. Yeah, I'd give it a very solid 9.
Nice.
Yeah.
I agree. I had it. I've like gone between 9 and 10. Um, I think I have to balance some of my own, personal experience with it.
Mm,
Because I mean, it is. It is just one of those masterpiece kind of albums, where it's like
yeah,
hard to argue with. But yeah, I have to factor my own personal, enjoyment. So I would give it a 9 also.
yeah.
Sea Dog.
Oh yeah, sorry, I spaced out. I'm also gonna give it a 9. I think this is a great album,
Oh
and I
shit!
would
Awesome.
totally
Yeah.
understand why someone would have this as a 10 or just like a top one.
Yeah. Oh, I can totally see it.
You know what? For us all agreeing, we get a special golf clap.
Hey, we've
Yay.
earned it.
Let's
We did
go.
it, guys. I love it when that happens.
Hey.
Um, all right.
All right.
So our next order, I think that's definitely our longest episode. We had great
Yeah,
discussion there. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. Um, we have some next picks. It is me and Zane are doing movie, and Callum is doing album. Did you
Hmm.
guys come prepared with these next picks? Any
I
ideas?
was
I have one.
All right, run it up.
So I'm gonna do the album Mezzanine by Massive Attack.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I'm not familiar with
Yeah,
the
I
band.
wanted to listen to this one for a
So have
minute.
I.
Shout out, Callum. Appreciate it.
Mezzanine. I know
Massive
nothing about
attack.
this shit. All right, I'm excited.
Mm,
God
shout out.
damn. Can we get an album under an hour?
Damn.
Fuck. These shits are long as
Yeah, next
fuck.
I'm trying to give us something with
Mm,
No,
some
yeah,
I'm
substance
kidding.
to chew on, but yeah,
yeah.
Do you
Jackson, I'll give
have you
you a
listened to
little.
it? Oh, sorry.
I haven't no,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I've heard of like a couple songs and I liked what I heard. So
Cool.
Mhm. I got I got a little bit of. I have like a little bit of knowledge of this album. Um, Teardrop was the is the what's it called? It's the opening theme for House MD. Fun fact.
Oh,
really,
huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So Teardrop and also Teardrop, you're gonna like this one, Jackson. It's got guest vocals from Elizabeth Fraser.
Oh my god. Cool.
Yeah,
Love
shout
that
out.
shit. That's actually very exciting.
Mhm. Yeah,
I'm actually jumping with joy over here.
shout
Gotta
out.
check
All
out
right.
Black Milk. Group 4. Oh my god, there's
Got
so many. Oh, this is about a hit. This is about a hit, bro. I'm rubbing my tummy.
it.
I'm excited.
Hey, there you go.
Okay. Do you have one, Zane?
I was gonna. I did have one. I actually think I forgot it.
I could go real
Annoyingly.
quick if you wanna
Yeah, you
take a
go
look.
real fast. Yeah.
So I've been into like really wanting to check out this movie for a long time. I've checked. None of us have. Did you remember?
Yeah, I did, but I might want to change it.
What is it? Let's do it.
I was gonna go Apocalypse Now.
Oh, that's fun. I
Hmm
would enjoy that.
Yeah, the only reason I was gonna go against it was like you've seen it kind of recently, so.
That's true, but that's okay.
Hmm
I'll watch it again.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Damn. I don't. I'm very interested to see what your guys' takeaway are from that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Mm.
Okay. I um I've been interested in this movie for a long time. None of us have seen it.
hmm
Um it's always very much appealed to me, so I am picking the movie from 1988 by Asao Takahata. I picked Grave of the Fireflies,
Mm.
um, which looks like a super interesting movie, um, animated movie. I'm really excited to check that out.
Yeah,
So
we got some good picks.
yeah,
hmm
fuck with these. So
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't had any bad picks to be honest. We've been picking like really
Mhm.
well well yeah, mostly I think all well
Yeah.
acclaimed except for 2093, I guess.
Yeah.
The new series has been one of positivity.
Yeah,
Yeah. We've been a little
we've turned into
happier these
lovers,
days.
to be honest. We're
Yep,
just
Hmm
kind of
it's
lovers.
about
I
time.
think we'll start adding some
Hot take
pretty shitty
episode. That'll be
picks.
fun.
By yeah, episode 21. It's coming up.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I like your pick, by the way, Jackson. This would be my first Studio Ghibli movie. I've
Oh,
not seen any of them before
is it
that.
Ghibli?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Yeah. I
forgot
Yeah,
think
that.
it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Right. Yeah,
hmm
it's like super serious. I actually forgot.
Mm.
But that's a weird first one, but that'll be fun.
Yeah. Eh. Hey, we'll see.
Definitely check out Spirited Away. That's
Yeah.
like kind of the go-to first one.
Yeah. That is kind of the know about that one. All
So,
right.
any other thoughts? Shit.
I think I'm
Shit,
all
man.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too, bro. Awesome. This was a great episode. I really enjoyed this.
Mm.
Shout out to all my fans. Shout out the Jackson Pilled individuals out there.
Mm.
Um, fuck the
Yeah,
Callum
shit, the
heads
Zane
and
heads,
the Zane heads,
the Zanoids.
the
You know,
Zanoids. Fuck the Callum heads and the Zanoids. Um,
I think we had like nicknames for our
oh, we
fans
did.
before.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did. I'm pretty sure those
yeah,
two were ones.
yeah.
yeah,
I don't think Zanoids was
Maybe
one,
not.
but
I
Callum
like
heads. I
Sandwich.
remember Callum heads for
yeah.
sure. Callum heads.
Calvets. Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
I'll
All
see
right.
you all in approximately 2 weeks, I guess. Thank
Okay.
you for watching if you thugged it out. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See
See
you
ya.
later, guys. Bye
See ya.
bye.
Bye bye.